he's a mad scientist. He plays Dark Bear, he plays Machamp, he plays Buzzwole, way before anyone was playing.
Garchomp as well.
And Garchomp, right? He was the one who inspired.
He plays all the dark Pokemon, like the dark colored Pokemon.
He was the one who inspired MYS to play Garchomp. So
I think he inspired everybody, really. Like no one else played Garchomp.
I was inspired by my pub games because everyone plays Garchomp.
Alright, we're gonna focus back onto this game though, Husky, as we are now into game 2 of the grand final match here between Cakekalok and RRQ. Now bans are gonna be exactly the same as they were in the previous game, and Levi is again gonna be securing the Urshifu as Cakekalok have first pick priority in this game. And RRQ, they're gonna again roll it back with the exact same first 2 picks, the Lapras and the Dodrio. So I wonder
what Cakekalok's gonna go for. Is it the same thing? It feels like you can still stick to the same Pokemon, right? Alright, right. Do it. Do it. Give me a game.
Look, I feel like...
Yeah, give me a game 6.
I feel like this should not be picked now. I kind of think you've shown it before. Why not pick it with... Like, pick it next phase? Why don't you want to show something else now?
Pick something that is more important, right? Because RRQ doesn't pick Mr. Mime anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a point, because I feel like what can...
Yeah, because...
Like, RRQ can't answer it anyways.
And there's no way RRQ are going to play Mr. Mime.
Yeah,
I don't think I've seen Zoe ever play it.
If anything, RRQ is the one team that if they have a Pokemon that they play it until the Pokemon can't be played.
And this is going to be the complete lineup here for Cakekalok and RRQ. Is it going to be that Trevenant locked in here for Necro? He's played some fantastic games on this Pokemon. Or is it going to be the Slowbro?
It could be the Illuna Slow. Okay, no, it's Necro Trev.
I think it just makes more sense to have Necro's Trevenant because it's the AoE crowd control. It's going to be a really big Pokemon for trying to control the Machamp and maybe even the Mr. Mime, right? If you can connect all of the displacement moves onto Naughty, then maybe prevent him from actually getting into position to unite.
I do like that Cakekalok, they are tripling down on the backline dive. In the previous game, they have Levi doing most of the job, but right now they have Margot with them. They have Nautiza who can do the same thing. Of course, the target is XQ again, and it's also a situation that I feel like, you know, if Eeyore gets caught out, he gets deleted instantly.
And you know what as well? This Glaceon, I don't think Eeyore can single-handedly deal with Sunzage. I kind of think this is the perfect game because he's got enough frontline protection to keep him safe. And the only backline jumper, I guess, on the side of RRQ is realistically Eeyore, because I don't think Illuna is going to have an opportunity to jump into the backlines. So this might be Cakekalok's game to win.
We say that about last game. They did well for...
They did well.
The first part of the game.
They did well.
It
was just that one moment that they weren't able to secure, unfortunately.
We'll see if they can do it this time.
I think they can.
I want a game 3. I want game 6. Yeah, I want game 6 of
game 3 of this second best of 3.
Yeah, which is game 6 overall in the grand final.
We're game 5 now, so we're getting very close.
We're getting there.
Yes, we're getting very, very close. But we are jumping into the game, ladies and gentlemen. Buckle up, because I think this is going to be one bumpy ride here as we see whether or not Cakekalok can bring this to a game 6 for the grand final, or in this case, a game 3 for this best of 3.
So to start it off, RRQ, I do wonder what the emphasis from Cakekalok will be. I think you are probably just going to get Levi to get a full clear, which he just did, and show up top lane, and you try to get the KOs and start the snowball like you did in the previous game.
I think if I was Levi, top lane's the way to go. Because you want to slow down that Trevenant lane if you possibly can. But at the same time, you can see that Eeyore is also making sure that he's there to protect the top lane in case that sort of engagement does happen. So we can see both teams in position. We see Necro in the bush. He's a little bit scared. He does have his support behind him. And there we go. Altaria Swablu spawn in. And Levi, he does try and jump onto the Eldegoss, but hang on a minute. Has he gone a little bit too deep here? They're actually going in with the Machamp. Oh my goodness, they actually managed to get the knockout. But it's a 1-for-1 Husky. And the Trevenant, he actually gets the evolution off.
I'm not really sure if it's a trade that Cakekalok would like it. Well, they definitely don't like it now. It was Margot. He used the eject button to turn the fight, and Levi was like, okay, I think we can do this, but they were taking so much chip damage from Eeyore. It just wasn't worth it.
Yeah, they really needed everything to just happen in the blink of an eye. Get the knockout and just get out. But they hung around for too long. They thought they could, again, you know, you thought you can get it, but sometimes it's just not the right place, not the right time, and they get punished. But we are going to see a big contest in that central lane because all the mid spawns, they're here, they are taken, but look at the damage! Oh, my gosh, Cakekalok are annihilated, and even the Mr. Mime as well.
That is exactly what RRQ wanted to happen, right? They know that Cakekalok would go to the central area. They just waited outside. You get the Aeos energy, well, we'll knock you out, we'll take the XP, we'll take your energy, we'll take your points, we'll score it in your own goal zone. Mr. Mime, sure, we saw how good he can be in that very first Grand Finals match, but he needs the levels also. If a Mr. Mime can't get his levels, he is as weak as any other underlevel Pokemon.
Yeah, he is one of the greedier supports, I do agree, because he really needs to come online, right? As soon as he's online, sure, EXP share away. But the unfortunate reality of EXP share is that unless you're alone, you don't really have the luxury of getting experience solo. So he has to just try and make sure that you are supporting your lane partner in the process, but they have to be so careful going into that bottom fight. APAC-WEST does so much damage on that Alola Ninetales. We do see one of the walls going up, but look at that though. Eeyore actually getting a knockout there onto the choke, so he's not going to be available for the fight. But actually, hang on a minute, Eeyore goes down. That's going to be some big damage gone, and RRQ lose that battle.
And the big plays coming up from Sunzage because he even used the eject button, right? He got the trade onto Eeyore, used the eject button to make sure that Eeyore goes down, and no one could stop him. This Glaceon.
There's a body block. They have to body block. They know what they're doing.
Levi?
Oh my goodness! And oh no, I'm looking at a little bit of a latency issue. We're going to continue on though. Game is okay, but Eeyore's not okay. Oh my goodness.
If you're Mr. Mime, you're very happy. You get this XP injection, now you get the wall and Psychic.
Oh my goodness.
So life would get very hard for Eeyore for this point onwards. You can't just run to the back.
Yeah, life is good for this Mr. Mime. And look at this, they're just shredding! The Lapras! Lapras is one of the tankiest Pokemon in the game, but the Icicle Spears, they don't
to Glaceon,
care.
no one is tanky.
No. Oh my goodness.
And it was this big play from the Glaceon and Mr. Mime getting the wall in time. And now if you want to rush through them, you can't do it. Mr. Mime even uses the Unite move. He was dancing on top of RRQ. We can't show the dance, we can't show the choreography because it's a bit not kid-friendly. Big Phantom Forest, no follow-up. Necro was like, stop building this wall.
Stop building this. Oh my goodness. I think the change in tune for that Mr. Mime pick. I mean,
the magic is Mr. Mime. Magic.
He's not the reason that they won the early game. I think that's for sure. It was just them winning that one fight and giving him that bump in experience is really what's starting to turn things around.
And Mr. Mime is one of the few Pokemons that gets the Unite move earlier, right? I believe at level 8, and it's a very strong Unite move. You can sparingly use it.
On the squishies, it's the worst.
You can half the HP off a squishy with a Unite move as a support.
Yeah, like you Unite move in, and then when you're almost done, you prep yourself for that wall Psychic because you know it's going to be happening.
Yeah, it is insane. And Necro misses the Hornleash completely. And
body block, they need to body block.
Block it, my friend.
They have to, this is the, some people would say body blocking is the counter to Glaceon. I question that sometimes.
Depends on who you're blocking it with, right? If you're blocking it as an attacker, then of course you are gonna end up getting KO'd.
Zoe was so scared he actually used the Unite move to get out of there.
But this is a snowball from Cakekalok, right? Mr. Mime allows you to snowball so hard because you are just constantly. If your enemies want to rush you, you put up a wall. But if you're running into your enemy, you catch them up. You put up a wall.
I'm kidding. That's not
it works, you know. And if you catch them at a weird angle, you essentially get free chip damage, right? You are keeping RRQ at an arm's length. The only Pokemon that can kind of get to you without using much resources is Necro with the Hornleash. But Hornleash is also the most punishing ability if you miss it.
Yeah, because the wind down, I guess, after you've casted it, it is just so long. But it looks like we do get one KO off screen though. Machamp going to be eliminated there by Eeyore. Now the Necro's got to be so careful. Trevenant on off. Hang on a minute. They've actually managed to jump onto Zinzage. He will get onto the goal zone. Oh my gosh.
They cannot get into the fight.
The wall.
Illuna landed like what? A three-man Lapras Express, and then Nautiza was like, no.
Nope.
Nope.
He just puts one hand up. No. Oh, sorry, he holds a stop sign. I would love to see Holloway where Mr. Mime is... Was it?
Construction worker, traffic officer Mime.
What was it? Pedestrian walk guy? Stop. I don't know what the name is.
The fake mannequin.
Oh, jeez. I'd love to see that as Holloway. I think that would be absolutely perfect for people that play.
So what if, like,
Mime.
this is a stretch. I'm not sure if it would ever happen, but he puts up a brick wall, and then his psychic is basically a stop sign, right? He shoves you into the wall.
No, I don't think it's going to happen. But what is going to happen, though, is we are going to see the Regispawn in that bottom lane, and this is just going to get shredded.
It is. Watch this. Okay, it's too brutal. We can't watch it.
Yeah, it's just so fast. The experience, the buff, going to go in favor of Cakekalok. Now, the good news, I suppose, is that it's not Registeel or Regirock, so not special, not the attack boost or the defensive boost. It's just going to be the regeneration boosts.
I mean,
but this late game...
They also have a Dodrio, right? So you always have a backup potential.
They're pushing up top here, Husky. I think we're going to see a really quick fight here. They almost take out the Lapras. We'll just get out with the Lapras Express, but that's not going to be available for the fight anymore.
They're going to try bomb rush this. Might be bomb rushing this Rayquaza. Zinzage, he's starting it up already. Glaceon.
You can.
They have so much damage. And Mr. Mime, right? Again, we saw what Mr. Mime did the very first game of this grand finals.
Hang on.
Eeyore needs to make something big happen.
They're coming in for a multi-front assault.
Good
and
position.
I love that Eeyore is going in, almost getting the Glaceon. But look at the Icicle shot. Oh my god, he almost actually gets it, but he's still alive. Phantom Forest gets thrown down as well. Machamp going to be going down. It's 4 versus 5 so far. RRQ still looking healthy, but hang on a minute. They're going to try and jump onto Axew. 3 Pokemon down on Cakekalok. They got the Glaceon. They got the Mr. Mime. They got the problematic Pokemon. It's now down to Levi, but he also gets chopped down. And the last remaining Pokemon, it's a Blissey.
Can the Blissey steal it?
I don't know if Blissey can, but we'll have
is coming
to see.
back. They don't have enough time. The Blissey might just throw bodies for this, right? Can you do it?
Helping hands.
Going right in. Can't get it. I think the game is done, Danny.
It might be done, but we'll have to see. Can they break the shields first? That's the most important thing. Bottom side, we've got Eeyore going up top. The wall is there. Markot's ready to break the Dodrio's shield. You can see Necro running straight towards that central area. Zoe going to be losing his shielding, so no scoring there, unfortunately, for the Eldegoss. Necro, he's still got a shield as well. But so far, 251 to 326, 38 seconds to go. The comeback potential, maybe it can happen, but we need to see some scores happen for Cakekalok. Otherwise, it's done.
Necro is buying so much time. I think not much people on Cakekalok have points, and even if they do, they need to try and brute force through this, right? Eeyore is going to reset. Axew already dropped down to the top goal zone. RRQ mounting that final defense.
No one's in position.
Cakekalok can't do this. There's not enough time. 15 seconds left. RRQ, they have secured all the goal zones. 4 games in a row for RRQ. All the way from the lower bracket, broke the 4th place curse, reset the grand finals, and here we have it. Rex, Regan, Creon have finally done it, Danny. The champions for the May qualifiers. They are going back home, $7,000 richer, but most importantly is that I think pride has been redeemed by RRQ.
Look, I can imagine all of the RRQ fans that were tuning in, supporting them from last month into this month, losing their minds, because this run from RRQ has been phenomenal. They got knocked down to the lower bracket right from the beginning of today.
Yeah.
And they have been playing on emergency mode.